So casually keep diving into concrete, so bittersweet, huh? Keep losing sleep while driving in the backseat. What's left of me? Drowning in what feels just like an ocean. Negativity is getting closer. Hard to keep the heat when it gets colder, you know. Sometimes everything just gets hard. Sometimes everything just gets harder. Feeling like I'm missing some parts. Days just keep on getting much darker. Even when I'm down in the low, I remember what you were saying. shiver, all the shadows fade away. All your streets are empty, lights begin to sway. 4 a.m. as I think, oh, Stockholm love. Sometimes I picture how life had been in Paris or New York or Shanghai. But you know what they say, east or west, our home is best. Warming rays, golden sunlight as the city wakes. Oh, my love for you will never fade away. 5 a.m. as I sing, oh, Stockholm love. Stockholm love. Sometimes I picture how life had been in Paris or New York or Shanghai. But you know what they say, east or west, our home is best. Warming rays, golden sunlight as the city wakes. Oh, my love for you will never fade away. 5 a.m. as I sing, oh, Stockholm love. Stockholm love. Darling, I would die for you. Tell 1,000 lies for you. Love you like the ocean, love you in slow motion. Anything it takes to make you stay. But I can't rely on you. Doesn't matter what I do. You say you need a time, I think you mean a buyout. Cause it's pretty clear you're on your way out. And though I understand it's hard sometimes to make up your mind in these trying times, yeah, I just can't accept you leaving me when I'm overseas with the heart so heavy. Think that I deserve the truth for once, not a guilty tone, cause you're not alone, yeah. You said you wanna come home, but I know you don't. So this time I won't hear it on the phone. If you got something to say to me, for you. Cause you couldn't stand it, me all independent. So you had to have me for yourself. That was when I trusted you, when I could add up 2 and 2. When you promised we'd be together, you, me, forever. Now there's nothing left to lose. And though I understand it's hard sometimes to make up your mind in these trying times, yeah, I just can't accept you leaving me when I'm overseas with the heart so heavy. Think that I deserve the truth for once, not a guilt
on? We are back. I am J Red Unfiltered, and well, I guess I'm J Red and it's unfiltered. Well, either way, guys, I'm back and we're here with another live stream, and we are on the eve of what they're calling the biggest election in the history of elections. I mean, there's never been an election like the election that we're about to experience because look, at the end of the day, no matter what happens, people gotta live. That's the first thing that I'm gonna say. People, you gotta live. At the end of the day, no matter who is elected, I would just say first and foremost that I don't run in the victim Olympics. So just because a certain candidate may or may not win doesn't mean that I am going to let that interfere with my plan for growth. Doesn't mean that I'm going to let that interfere with my plan to be somebody. And it doesn't mean anything besides the fact that it's going to make life more unpleasant if a certain person wins versus a certain person not winning. Okay? Now, I think that it's important to frame these conversations in perspective, right? Because for some reason, as somebody who tries to approach things in a balanced way, you tend to piss more people off than if you just pick one side or the other, which I think is the strangest thing. But I think that in light of the election, because like it's really not something to joke about. You know, it's something serious because voting is important because it's not just about the president, but it's also about who's in the Senate, the judges, all these different elections are important. And the truth of the matter is that you do gotta. At the end of the day, we have to live in this country. So even though I said that it's not gonna allow me, or I'm not gonna allow it to interfere with my plans for growth, my plans to prosper, that doesn't mean that I don't acknowledge that who you vote for is important. And it's not important because of who you're voting for. It's the policies. And that's what we're going to get into today because at the end of the day, when you look at how these elections impact the black community, why is it that we vote the way that we vote? We vote the way that we vote. Why is it that the black community continues to support and, to be honest, just play propaganda puppets for the Democratic Party, even though the Democratic Party has never done anything for you? They've never done anything for you. Let's just be honest. And I'm not even. I was trying to approach this from a more nuanced and unbiased perspective. But let's just call a spade, right? The Democrats have been pissing on you, black community. They've been pissing on you and telling you that it's raining, and then trying to lead you to the shop to buy the umbrella, which they own. And you keep falling for it. Why is that? Help me understand what the Democratic Party has done for you. I mean, Obama gave the homosexuals, he gave them weddings. Even the Asians. Asians got all these different races, everybody, but the black community comes last. But you see, and you pay attention, if you look at these campaign ads that they've been running, the campaign ads, the outreach that they're doing, it's black communities. It's black men that they're trying to sway the vote because they realize that the black vote of black men is important. Why is black men, the vote of black men important? Well, like I said, We're gonna get into it. But before we get into the the main point main segments or whatever, I do want to say I appreciate everybody that's watching. A salute to y'all. You could be doing anything, you could be anywhere, but you rocking it out with me, and I appreciate you for that. I appreciate you. Hope everything is well. Thank you for watching. Anybody that will tune in, salute to everybody. And so, with that note, let's go ahead and get into it, because the first thing I want to talk about is these celebrities, because it's really astounding that the number one tool that the Democrats think that they can use to market to people is using black entertainers and black celebrities. We saw it when Kamala Harris went and she brought Meg Thee Stallion and had her twerking. Now she got Glorilla. You got Sexy Red endorsing her. You got John Legend. You got DL Hughley, Cardi B, all these different people. And they're just let's just look at this. First thing on the agenda is we're gonna take a look at this, because this is just insane.
We already made hundreds of thousands in our business with no back-end system. And now that I found Go High Level.
What's up, Milwaukee?
Now, first things first is that I'm gonna say is that the sheer audacity that they thought that it would be effective to bring someone like Cardi freaking B to speak at your political rally. Now look at the people that Trump brings on his rallies. Real people. Look who they bring to their rallies. Fake people. Like, this is it. Look, I'm sorry. This just frustrates me, because at the end of the day, it's a joke. It's a joke. Why is Cardi B here? Why is she here?
How you guys doing? I'm nervous. I'm excited. What's up, y'all? One second, guys. 1 second.
Uh-oh. What's going on? See, any of y'all that have ever been in a performance, or you've been in front of people, there's technical difficulties going on. Now, what's going on? What's going on?
Okay. So I don't take lightly the call. Sorry, guys. I'm a little nervous. Guys. I've been waiting for this moment this whole life. My whole life.
It's fine. She's nervous. She's nervous. It's okay. It's okay, right?
Hey. I need patience over here. Patience, where are you, girl?
Whoa. So she said, I need patience over here. At first, I'm thinking, patience? Okay, fair enough. No, where are you, girl? Patience is a person. What's going on here?
I need patience over here. Hold on. How you guys doing tonight? How you guys doing tonight? Are we ready to make history? Are we ready to make history? Are we ready to change these 4 years? No. Are we ready to change the next 8 years? Because we're going to make sure we have Kamala Harris in office for 8 years. Thank you.
She just brought her phone. So obviously the teleprompter broke. These people can't even have a conversation. They can't even have a real conversation. They just get a script. And Cardi B, one thing that people can never not say about her, Cardi B is authentically Cardi B. And she just exposed everything. Because look, these people are fed a script. It's a script. Everything is a script. None of it is authentic. It's just BS, man. This is not how you reach the people. This is not how you change the perspective of people who are deciding to wake up and get away from the Democratic plantation. This is not how you reach, quote unquote, the black men who are going to cost Kamala the election, quote unquote.
All right. Vice President Kamala Harris.
What is the script?
Thank you for having me. I do not take lightly the call to show up, the call to speak up, the call to deliver a message that's been on my heart for a hot minute now.
So on your heart that you couldn't read it without a phone, that you couldn't say it without a phone. I'm not trying to be like, look, guys, I'm not trying to be like a butthole or anything like that, but I'm gonna just be honest. Look, most of the time, I'm freestyling when I come up here. Getting in front of a camera, no matter how many people are here, is not easy. So I get it. And yes, she's on a grander scale, but what I'm saying is, whether I have an outline or whether I just see something and react, guess what? I'm giving my unfiltered, unadulterated opinions. It's not something that somebody can give me a script and say, oh, yeah, you gotta say this, you gotta say that, you gotta say that. If it is a script, guess what? I wrote it. So that's just whack to me. It's just whack to me. These people are political puppets, and they are allowing themselves to become political puppets. It's disgusting. It is disgusting. It's pathetic.
Now, I took my time writing this speech, so I'm gonna make sure I deliver it right.
Now, if you took so much time, you be able to, you know what?
Because I got something I've been wanting to say for a long time. I've been saying it on Twitter, on my Instagram, and I'm ready to tell it to you now. Y'all ready to listen? All right, now. All right. Just like Kamala Harris, I too have been the underdog. I've been underestimated. My success belittled and discredited. Let me tell you something. Let me tell y'all something. Women have to work 10 times harder, perform 10 times better, and still people question us how we got to the top.
It's not true. It's not true. It's not true. The whole argument is a lie. Everything, the whole basis behind that, you don't have to work 10 times harder as a woman. No, you don't. The truth is, a lot of you don't choose to work 10 times harder. Or you choose to work 10 times harder, but if you actually do a little bit of research, you'll find that you're not as willing to do the things that actually, like, for instance, if you're doing overtime, for instance, if you're not doing the same overtime that men are doing, then you cannot, like, that whole thing is a whole sidetrack. I'm not trying to get into that, man. Whatever. It's not, the gender gap is a myth. Just look it up. Actually do some research for yourself. Women are not paid any less than men. They just work less, and therefore they get less on average. That's what it is. And they also aren't as willing to ask for promotions or negotiate for higher pay. That's the truth.
They be like, how she got there? Hold on, let me warm up. Yeah. Let me tell you something. I can't stand a bully. But just like Kamala, I always stand up to one. All the time, I'm ready for him. Yeah. And I'm gonna be real with y'all. I wasn't gonna vote this year. I wasn't. But Kamala Harris joining the race, she changed my mind completely. I did not have faith on any.
I want to know. I want to know, do you think that Cardi B either wrote this with Chat GPT or do you think that Kamala Harris campaign gave it to her? I'm curious.
Candidates until she joined the race and said the things that I wanted to hear, that I want to see next in this country. All right? I believe in every word that comes out of her mouth. She's passionate. She's
And it's funny, as you sit here reading this heartfelt speech from a phone, word for word, I don't believe a word that's coming out of your mouth, Cardi. Sorry, I don't. I don't believe it.
passionate. She shows empathy, and most of all, she is not.
Did Kamala Harris show empathy when she was locking mothers up for her truant children? The girl, look it up. It's a video. This woman got locked up because her daughter was sick, has a illness. She locked this lady up because the daughter, despite having a doctor's note, was still absent too many days from school. So Kamala Harris signed off on the warrant for those officers to go and lock this lady up while she's sitting in her house. That happened. Or the guy that she laughed at in the courtroom while her office was refusing to implement the new testing that would allow for him to get off of death row. That was this man's life. And she was laughing because she was going to get a conviction. That doesn't sound like empathy to me. All this that I'm saying is facts. Look it up yourself. It happened. That doesn't sound like empathy.
Not delusional. Yeah. Kamala recognized that this country is at risk, that the economy needs to get stronger, that the cost of food and the cost of living is too high. Damn, it's even high for me. I believe her when she says, under her, buying eggs and milk won't break the bank, because she's gonna pass a ban on price gouging on groceries. And she told me that in my face. So she better not lie to me in my face. Yeah. I believe her when she says she will make housing more affordable by providing Americans with $25,000 in down payment assistance. Yeah. Hold on. I got more.
I mean, it's crazy to think about it. Like, it used to cost millions to advertise on TV, and now...
Yeah, she's promising a lot. And I believe her when she says she will provide a tax cut to 100 million middle-class Americans. That's a lot of Americans. And that includes $6,000 for parents in the first year of child's life. Y'all remember when they used to do that? Y'all remember when this country used to do that? Yeah. And speaking of healthcare, let's talk about it. Let's talk about healthcare. Did you hear what Donald Trump said the other day? Y'all heard what he said? All right, I'm gonna tell you right
To refer to the former president as Donnie Trump. So disrespectful. How dare you, Miss Cardi B?
now. Let me drink my water. Yeah, stay hydrated. He said he's gonna protect women whether they like it or not.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
He said he's gonna protect women whether they like it or not. I'm repeating it. Donnie Dunk, please.
You're mad that Donald Trump said that he's going to protect women whether they like it or not. Oh boy. People.
Protection for women, especially if we're talking about maternal and mental health care, is in telling them what to do with their bodies. It's supporting them and giving them the care they need for what they choose to do with their bodies.
Yeah, just like when you chose to engage yeah, look, let's just be real. Oh, okay, we're gonna get into it. Let's get into it. You chose, didn't nobody make you go out and choose to do an activity that you know has a chance of leading to conception. That, like, we need to stop with this lack of accountability in the Black community. Guess what? Women, yeah, you have a right to body, what's the word? Liberty or whatever. Fine, whatever. But guess what? You know good and well that if you engage in sex, sex is how babies are made. If you do it and you don't protect yourselves the right way, then guess what? You know exactly what's going to happen. There's a chance that a baby is going to be born. So you kind of, if we really being honest, are you really entitled to the right to terminate unconditionally? Unconditionally. Because this is what this term reproductive rights really means. If we're going to really get into it. The term, what you're saying when you say reproductive rights, you mean you want to be able to go 8 months in, 6 months in, 7 months in, 9 months in, and you want to be able to go and just have an abortion just because you realize that you made a bad decision or because you just want emergency contraceptive. We're not talking about the emergency outliers. Guess what? The percentages, the number of those versus the women who are using it as contraception don't line up. They don't line up. At the end of the day, let's just be real. Let's just be real. When you're saying reproductive rights, you think it's okay to sit there and unalive a baby at 7 months old. I hope I didn't say that word. Oh man, I hope I didn't say that. But but seriously, seriously. But seriously, like we need to be real honest with the conversation that we having, and just stop with the nonsense. Because let's just be honest, Trump is not trying to take y'all reproductive rights. He's not. Stop saying it. It's a lie. It's a lie. He's not trying to take anybody's reproductive rights. Guess what? If we're really being honest, it's the more libertarian, like not libertarian, but it's the more liberty-inducing answer. Leave it to the states. That's why they always say Donald Trump is an authoritarian. No, he's not. If he's an authoritarian, he would say, I make the decision. No, he said, let the states decide. I don't understand. I just don't get it, man. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Should women have the right to terminate a pregnancy just because they made bad decisions? That's a valid question. I don't know. I genuinely don't know the answer. I know what I believe. I don't know what should be. Think there's nuance. I think I think that the child will probably rather live than not live. So I think that the child should have that right. If I had to pick a hill, if I had to pick a hill to go down on, that's the one I had to go down on. But let's just be real. We have to be real about this conversation about reproductive rights.
I don't play that. People like Donald Trump don't believe women deserve.
And when I say that, and I mean this, and I mean this, and I'm not going to take it back. I think that if you really don't want to have kids, you really don't want to have a baby, then maybe you shouldn't be engaging in sex recklessly. There are people that I'm not even going to go as far as other people where they say don't engage in sex at all, just abstain. I'm not going to go as far as to expect the unreasonable from everybody, okay? So guess what? There are so many people that have sex every day and they do not get pregnant. Why are you so stupid that you're not one of them? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm going to say. Let's just be real. Let's just be real. You do not have to have a baby if you don't want to. So why do you have to get to the point where you're unaliving the baby? Why do you have to get to that point? I'm not going to condone, look, I try to be balanced on this, but the more I think about it, the more I'm against it. Because there's no rational reason. There's no logical reason outside of the few exceptions, the few extreme instances, why it's even feasible. If you weren't forced upon, should you be able to just opt out of that responsibility of the fact knowing that we all get the same sex ed class? You know that if you engage in this activity, you are going to produce a child. You know it. You know it. And people need to just grow up, man. We just need to grow up and start having real adult conversations about this. If you engage in a certain activity and don't protect yourself the right way, guess what? Even if you do protect yourself, because there are exceptions among that. So you can do everything right. If you engage in sexual activities, guess what? You are taking a risk of producing a child. Now, you have to take responsibility for that. It's not cool for you just to be like, oh, well, it's my body, my choice. I'm just going to unalive a baby. It's not. That's whack. That's whack.
Rights. And when those rights are taken away, they are nowhere to be found. When a mother's going through postpartum, he's not there.
Did she just say when the rights are taken away, the rights are nowhere to be found? Isn't that what taking them?
To hold her hand. When a child is in foster care or in a shelter because their mother is not mentally stable or financially stable to take care of them, they're not there.
But she's mentally unstable enough. She's mentally stable enough to consent to sexual activity. Remember, we're not talking about exceptions. We're not talking about being forced upon. We're not talking about like the incest. We're not talking about those extreme circumstances. We're not talking about health issues. We're talking about, oh, I don't want to have this baby. I shouldn't have to carry this baby if I don't want to. That's insane. This is insane. That's really what y'all want to fight for.
The people outside planning, they're not there.
It's bugging me because the very idea that you are mentally stable enough to consent to sexual activity, but not mentally stable enough to deal with the responsibility of that sexual activity. Boy, these are scary times. Scary times. And I'm just gonna be honest. I'm not gonna apologize for my values or what I believe in. I'm not gonna apologize for it. You got this is what I'm talking about when I say black culture can be trash. Like, because the things that you value are just trash. You think that it's more, like, you literally will think, like, come on, let's just get this off the screen real quick, because look, come on, listen, guys, this culture will literally think that it's smarter to have a child, to bring a child into the world, than it is to get married and raise a child in a family. Whatever happened to marry before you carry? Whatever happened to the family structure? And then when you got somebody like me who's like, oh, well, black culture really is kind of trash when you really think about it. Oh, now you're this. Oh, now you're Uncle Tom. Oh, now you're a sellout. No, let's just be honest. I'm calling a spade a spade. The family structure in the black community is trash. And it's trash because the culture of black people in this modern age is trash. There's no way to get around that. You cannot sit there and say, oh, well, our family structure is really bad. Our family structure is almost non-existent. But then at the same time, oh, yeah, but we're doing great, though. We're doing great, though. We're at the bottom of the list. Because you know why? Because our foundation is weak. Black culture has nothing to build upon. Nothing. Starts with these types of situations. It starts with these very situations. The very fact that you think that you are mentally stable enough to consent to sexual activity and reproduce and bring a child into the world, but you're not mentally stable enough to deal with the consequences of said decisions, means that in reality, you weren't ready for the consequences in the first place. You are out of pocket. Like, come on. I'm sorry. I try to be sympathetic and empathetic to people's situation. But let's just be real. Just because you make bad decisions does not give you the right to unalive babies. It doesn't give you a right to end somebody else's life. You should have thought better. Deal with it. Deal with it. I'm sick of people babying people. I'm sick of people just sitting there pretending, oh, everything's okay. No, screw that. No, at the end of the day, you had the mental fortitude to consent. That's something that puts people away for life. Non-consent. That ends people's lives. Non-consent. You're telling me that you have the mental fortitude to produce a child, but then when the consequences of that child get a little tough, now, oh, well, yeah, I'm done. I opt out. No, it should not be that easy. You know what it is. This is 2024. We are not in the Middle Ages anymore. You know full well what is going to happen when you engage in sexual activity. You know full well. No more excuses. It's just pathetic, man. It's pathetic. I'm tired of people. I'm tired of people just playing victim. Just playing victim because of your circumstances, your bad decisions. It's the truth. Didn't nobody tell you to lay down? Didn't nobody tell you to bend it over and bust it open? Didn't nobody tell you to get down low? Didn't nobody tell you to bust it open for a real one? Didn't nobody tell you that you need to get your cheeks clapped? Didn't nobody tell you to be grown? Didn't nobody tell you to do any of this adult activity? But guess what? You chose to do it. You take responsibility for it.
All gone. Those people outside Planned Parenthood screaming at women's faces, they don't be there when women go through stuff. They don't.
Victim.
And everything is possible. Shout out to the single moms out there, but it's hard.
Victim. It's been hard. When did raising children ever become easy? It's been hard. Quit crying victim. Like I said, didn't nobody tell you to engage in the activity that created the baby? You was having fun when you was making it.
Trump says he's going to protect women whether they like it or not. Well, if his definition of
And what does that mean? See, you mad about that? Isn't that what men are supposed to do anyway? Isn't that what people expect men to do anyway? As a man, aren't you expected to put your life on the line for women anyway? Consistency, people.
protection is not the freedom of choice, if his definition of protection is making sure our daughters have fewer rights than our mothers, then I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it.
She's unhinged. She's unhinged.
I don't want it. We all knew Trump was a hustler, but hustling women and I'm a hustler too, yeah. But hustling women out of their rights to their body is nasty work.
He's not hustling women out of the rights to their body. That's a lie. It's not true. It's not true because guess what? Like I said, all Trump did was basically push for the Roe v. Wade getting reversed. And Roe v. Wade getting reversed, all it did is say that it's just state. It's the decision for the states to make. If you don't like what the decision of your state says, then guess what? You might have to move. You might have to leave. Just
Hustling Americans out of their hard-earned money by selling Trump watches, Trump sneakers, and Trump Bibles. By the way, the watches is $100,000. Yeah.
well, when people blackball you from every major platform and keep you from being able to monetize content the way everybody else can do, guess what? You got to raise money somehow. When people are basically launching smear campaigns and witch hunt lawsuits against you every day for the last 4 years, guess what? You need to fund it somehow. And on top of funding your own campaign, let's just be real. Trump, yeah, he might need it. He might need it. You think all these expensive top lawyers, have any of you seen those clips when from the trial, with Fannie Willis where it got exposed about her and Nathan Wade and all that stuff? These lawyers are expensive. That adds up. We're talking millions of dollars. And the longer the case draws out, the more expensive it is. It's not cheap. It's not cheap at all. So yeah, Trump might have to sell $200 and $300 shoes. But guess what? Y'all will go to Balenciaga and spend $200, $300, $400, $1,000 on shoes. What's the difference? What is the difference? What's the name brand that you got on right now, Cardi?
Yeah. Made in China, another country he discredited, is nasty too. Let me ask y'all.
State your source. State your source.
Let me ask you. Wait, is Milwaukee in the building? Is Wisconsin in the building? Yeah. Let me ask you this question. Do we really trust this man with our economy? Our economy! A man who cares only about...
And this is what I'm talking about when people are just uninformed. This is the reason, excuse me. This is the reason why people should not look to celebrities to tell you about things like the economy and things that actually affect real people, because they don't live in the real world. There is nobody who would say that the administration that Kamala Harris is part of did a better job with the economy than Trump did. We were better off. We were better off and more people were getting rich. Let's just be honest. It's just this is the exhibit A of why you cannot listen to politics or these black celebrities Because these black celebrities, they don't know what they're talking about. And they are puppets. They are puppets. They literally have zero substance. And they should not be looked at as a source of information for how it is that you dictate or who you vote for. Because guess what? All she's doing is reading off of her phone a script that something or someone gave to her. That's all she's doing. But for some reason, like, I'll give you an example, right? A few years ago, like I think it was 2 election cycles ago, or it was either 1 or 2, where they had Saucy Santana and Trina doing that provocative music video. It was disgusting. But it was basically like no voting, no loving, or whatever like that. And basically the idea is, like I've been saying, they're using these black celebrities. That's why Meg Thee Stallion comes out and does her thing. That's why Glorilla comes out and does her thing. That's why they get Sexy Red to endorse. That's why they got D.L. Hughley. That's why they got Steve Harvey capping for them. That's why they got all these different people who are puppets. They're all on a string. And the Democratic Party got them on payroll. And Umar Johnson exposed it. At the end of the day, these people, they don't have real substance. They don't. In the same way that she's reading off of that phone is the same way that I don't believe anything that they say, because they don't mean it. And even when they do, guess what? They're just uninformed. You can't look at black celebrities as a source of information or a source of moral high ground for which you should determine where you should place your vote or your values. It doesn't align. Let's just look at this. Because everybody's favorite basketball player, LeBron James, basically pulled this stunt. Okay, so just so we're clear, this is what the video says. What are we even talking about here? When I think about my kids and my family and how they will grow up, the choice is clear to me. Vote Kamala Harris. Now, just him saying that, you would think would be enough to convince people to vote for him, right? Well, I just want to highlight the Hodge twins for being hilarious. The only reason you're endorsing Kamala is because they got dirt on you, bro. How does it feel to be the Democrats' woke bee? That's funny. Yeah, they're hilarious.
Day like one.
Let's just take a look at the type of propaganda that a black role model like LeBron James will be sharing on his platform about a potential president-elect and former president.
All right, heck yeah, it's cool. Black guy, that's one of my buddies. We had fun. We carved watermelons together. It was awesome.
No, I'm not a racist.
They're taking black jobs now.
The whole country's going to be like, it'll be like Detroit.
A lot of it's about the genes, isn't it? Don't you believe?
They're poisoning the blood of our country. Troublemaker. These are troublemakers. Look, I love the old days, you know? Do you know what they used to do to guys like that when they were in a place like this? They'd be carried out on a stretcher, folks. Like to punch him in the face, I'll tell you.
Now, if you had one really violent day, like one rough hour, and I mean real rough, the word will get out and it will end immediately.
But we're going to indemnify police officers and law enforcement from being destroyed by the radical left. You're changing history, you're changing culture.
Of course I hate these people. And let's all hate these people, because maybe hate is what we need.
boy.
All right.
Now this is a celebrity. This is a black follower. I mean a black this is a black man, black entertainer, black athlete, LeBron James, that's posting this. And if we're just being honest, I'm pretty sure there might be some room for some slander claims in this. Because as you see, they're taking different clips and manipulating it and framing it in a way. Maybe not slander. Okay, defamation, maybe. But yeah, if I was Trump, I'd sue him. I'm gonna just be honest. I'd see what I could do. I'd make an example out of you, Bronny boy. I would. I would, because at the end of the day, you can't just sit up there and just make types of like. Well, I mean, yeah, you can, but I mean, Cardi B showed us we got the right to sue people. Sue them, because this is the type of person. Like I said, LeBron James is an athlete, right? And he's never given. LeBron James has never really given brilliant political takes or real good social commentary, right? But just the very like this crazy thing that they're doing where they're slandering Trump with this Nazi rhetoric and all this stuff, like it's really like I said, it's really defamation and slander. I would investigate it if I was Trump. If I was Trump, I'd investigate it. But that's just me. But I do. People need to be careful. You need to be careful because they use this very age-old trick, an age-old trick. And if you took social studies, if you took any level of social studies, you end up learning about it. And it's called propaganda. It's propaganda. And that's why I say that they're puppets, because all they do is spread propaganda. Now, when does it stop? When do we stop with the propaganda and really get to the real issues? Let's at the end of the day, are these celebrities? Let's just ask some questions real quick. Are these celebrities endorsing these candidates because they really believe what they're saying, or they really believe in the candidate? Are they endorsing the candidate that they believe that the culture wants them to embrace? Are they on payroll? Are they on some kind of payola? Is it some kind of compensation that they're getting? Are they? See, because at the end of the day, at the end of the day, when you this is why I've made the statement that black culture is trash. The reason why is because the reason why is because of the role models and the idols that you got, that black culture has. And a lot of that comes from the fact that they look at entertainers and athletes as role models instead of just entertainers and athletes. See, now, if I was to say something like it would just be better if LeBron would just shut up and play basketball, then people would just get all up in arms. Oh, you got the right to free speech. No, LeBron got the right to say whatever he want to say. I just think that he should exercise the right not to. You know what I mean? Because it's one thing to let people think that you're stupid or that you're uninformed or that you're ignorant. Maybe not stupid is the right word, but ignorant. It's another thing to let them know for sure. And that's the problem. When you see somebody like LeBron who have to make a video like that instead of a video showing why Kamala Harris will be effective as president, because we saw that this is the only strategy that the Democrats really have is to show, is to try to tear down Donald Trump versus focusing on their own policies and just trying to be better than Trump. They have to tear him down. Whatever works. Whatever works. But at the end of the day, I just want people to really understand and take into consideration that it is manipulation. It is manipulation. Now, in LeBron's case, what do they got on you, bruh? Because let's just be honest.
Party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Hey, everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
What they got on you, bruh?
Hey, everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Hey, everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Now, I'll let you do with that information as you will. But if we know that LeBron likes to hang out with these Diddy parties and then all of a sudden all these certain entertainers are endorsing and supporting a particular party that has a particular influence on a particular sector or group, then guess what? I'll let you do with that as it may. Now, let's go ahead and get into the next part. And I want to examine the black church's role in all this, because this is definitely something that we need to talk about, because it's really becoming a problem. It's really becoming a problem. And I think that we need to look at this. Like, this is just go ahead and get to it.
Weeping may endure for a night. Weeping may endure for a night. But joy cometh in the morning. The path may seem hard, the work may seem heavy, but joy cometh in the morning. And church morning is on its way.
You cannot make this up, guys. You cannot make this up.
Weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. The path may seem hard, the work may seem heavy, but joy cometh in the morning. And church morning is on its way.
I need you to just let that sink in. Let that sink in and look at her, because she really felt that. She really felt that. I need
Weeping
one more
may
time.
endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. The path may seem hard, the work may seem heavy, but joy cometh in the morning. And church morning is on its way.
Oh, Lord. She killed it. Oh, boy. So, what we're going to do is, we got to talk about these black churches that are endorsing Kamala. Because at the end of the day, you're part of the problem. You're part of the problem, because historically, we all know that black voters in general predominantly have been voting Democrat in all of the recent history. And when I say recent history, of course, I mean like the last 20, 40, years or so. But when we think about it, we're talking about We're talking about basically a group or a party that endorses a candidate that is against everything that churches should believe in. You know, theoretically. Theoretically. So hold on. Oh God, struggle streaming. Oh, hold on, guys. Sorry about that. But
What are you doing? Everyone knows that stupid game isn't real.
It's called Last War. It's going viral.
I'm moving swiftly. We are so blessed today. Look at somebody and say, we are blessed. We are blessed because we're yet in the land of the living. We are blessed to be in this place.
and just so you know, what we're basically about to watch is another pastor basically renting out his pulpit to politicians.
Today. And we're blessed to have, ladies and gentlemen, the next president of the United States, Kamala Harris. Come on, let's receive her as she comes. Oh, she's in Detroit. She's in Detroit. She's in Detroit. Come on, Detroit.
Good afternoon. Oh, it's so good to worship with you all today. It is so good to worship with you today.
Now, just to lay the foundation, I'm just gonna go ahead and just make this very clear. I am vehemently against pastors endorsing candidates or political candidates from the pulpit. Either way, it really doesn't matter because I do not believe that the pulpit is where politics belong. I don't believe that. I just don't believe that. And I think that pastors that rent out their that give their you are a shepherd, right? And when you give these people access to your sheep, I think that you're playing a very dangerous game. You're playing a very dangerous game. So with Kamala Harris, I think it would be wrong for any politician. I'm just gonna be honest. I think it would be wrong for any politician. But yeah, it's just scary. Can you imagine your spiritual leader and governor or covering being willing to allow someone to infiltrate? Because Kamala Harris, let's just be real. When you look at the policies that they promote, the policies that they promote don't align with Christianity. The policies don't align with the Christian church. The policies don't align with, let's just be honest, they don't align with even God.
Today is a special Sunday for me, and to be here.
And I remember a time where being behind the pulpit in any capacity requires certain a certain status in the church. You couldn't just be anybody getting behind the pulpit. When somebody when one of the mothers or one of the ladies would come and give announcements or something, they would have a separate podium, or they would do it from down under. But the pulpit was supposed to be sacred. It's supposed to be. How can you, Black church, allow people, the world, you're allowing the world access to your pulpit?
In this home, I just thank everybody. Presiding Bishop Sherd, I thank you. First Lady Karen Clark Sherd, I told you, you just spoke to my soul this morning. And to the bishops and members of the clergy, to all the elected leaders who are here today, including Senator Stabenow, my dear friend, Senator Butler, Congresswoman Lawrence, and to the entire Greater Emmanuel family. What a blessing to be here in this historic church. I thank you. And under the leadership of the presiding bishop and chief apostle of the Church of God in Christ, and a church that has stood for justice for over a century. And what a blessing to be here in Detroit, the home of gospel royalty. And the anointed Clark sisters, whose music has lifted us through the seasons. I feel so blessed to be with everyone here. And I bring greetings from my pastor, Dr. Amos C. Brown of Third Baptist Church in San Francisco, California. So, church, in just 2 days, we have the power to decide the fate of our nation for generations to come. And as we prepare for that moment, I am reminded of a passage from Scripture. The prophet Jeremiah wrote, "For I know the plans I have for you."
See, I hate when people do that, when they just quote random scriptures. I hate when people do that. If you watch my clash with the Hebrew Israelites, then you know I cannot stand when people just throw out random scriptures to illustrate a point and don't give any context about what it is. I'm not going to do all that right now, but I cannot stand when somebody, especially somebody that's trying to make a secular point, and you're going to see that with another video that I got coming out soon too. But I cannot stand when people throw out random scriptures and don't know what they're talking about and have context to it.
They are the plans for good and not for disaster, to give you a future and a hope. Church, God has a plan for us. He has good plans for us. Plans that will heal us and bring us together as one nation. Plans for freedom, plans for opportunity, plans for justice. But let us remember, it is not enough to just believe in those plans. We must act. Not enough to only pray.
Yo, if you're tuning in, I appreciate you for tuning in. I appreciate you for watching. You know, if you're feeling generous here, you know, hit the like button. It's good for the algorithm. Appreciate it.
Not enough to just talk. We must act on the plans He has in store for us. And we must make them real through our works, in our daily choices, in service to our communities, and yes, in our democracy. Church, I do believe the prophet Jeremiah understood this responsibility when we think about the story. As a young prophet, he watched as leaders abandoned the people. He saw them enrich themselves while the poor suffered. He witnessed them make hallowed promises while justice was being denied. That's why he spoke hard truths. He challenged those in power and confronted injustice. Jeremiah knew something profound.
Challenged those in power and confronted injustice. Who's in power though right now, Kamala? Think about that. Who's in power right now?
The Lord's plans for the people are made real through the people. Not through empty words, but through faithful action. Now, I grew up in a church that took that lesson to heart. As a little girl on Sundays, my sister Maya and I would go to 23rd Avenue Church of God in Oakland, California, where we attended Sunday school and sang in the children's choir. Not nearly. In fact, Brenda Lawrence and I were saying, the way you sing it, in my mind, that's the way I sing, but not actually.
Didn't they tell you about that laugh? And again, I'm just playing this video. I'm just playing this video to illustrate the point that these pastors, what they're doing is they are allowing politicians to come into the church, to come on their stage, their platform, and speak to their congregation. They are allowing the world into the church, and that's insane. That's not the way that it's supposed to go. And I understand that there are going to be people that disagree with that. There are going to be people that feel like, oh, well, we know we were supposed to be doing this. But no, I do not believe that any pastor or person really seriously should be using the pulpit in order to push any candidate. And that's just the way that I see what the purpose of church. The purpose of church is about your soul. It's not about voting on laws and policy and all that kind of stuff. Though, even though those things might coincide and overlap, but let's just be real. The pulpit is to teach the word of God. And if you're not teaching the word of God, what are you doing? What are you doing? If you're not teaching the word of God from the pulpit, what are you doing? It should not be to where any politician should be able to throw you a couple $1,000 or should be able to just call you up and say, hey, I want to speak to your congregation, and you just giving them access. What does that have to do with God? What does that have to do with the reason that the person came to church in the first place? What does that have to do with the fact that you're going for spiritual healing, for guidance, and then you got the pastor, the person that is supposed to be your spiritual protector, your spiritual leader, and your spiritual covering, deciding to give the world access to you when you're usually going to church in order to recover and escape from the world. The church should be an escape from the rest of the world, not an embracing, not an embellishment or an exaggeration of it. It don't make sense. It don't make sense. There's no reason in the world why when I go to church, when I'm looking for some peace on a Sunday morning, or I'm looking for some escape, some type of uplifting atmosphere, that I have to go in there and and walk in to see Kamala Harris on the pulpit where my pastor is supposed to be teaching me the word of God, and I have to sit there and look and see Kamala Harris talking about some experiences that I don't even believe she really had. Let's just be honest. It's just like, you're not gonna, like, if you really want to get into it, I can't relate to her. She can't relate to me. She can't relate to you. And all you stupid pookies out there, all you white knights, all you people that think that she can relate to you, she can't. She's laughing at you. What's going on, Maurice, man? Good to see you, bro. Keep the facts coming, bro. Much power to you, man. No, I appreciate you. Salute. No, thank you, man. Seriously. Always enjoy when people come in dropping comments. Y'all are dope. Definitely appreciate you, man. You know what I mean? Especially like when y'all come back. You know what I mean? Because y'all are dope, man. I want this to be like a community, and I like when y'all engage too. I have a low tolerance for certain things, and it's just what it is. I don't believe that we should be able to, or that we should be going to church and our pastors should be allowing politicians. I don't think that. I mean, check out, checked out. I would be checked out. If my pastor was sitting there preaching, telling me about who I should vote for, I'd be checked out. Now, what you can do, you can discuss issues. You can discuss policy, and you can relate. If you can relate that to the story or to the Bible and relate that to the message and make it make sense with God, then guess what? That's fair game. But as far as pushing a particular candidate, I do not want to see, we need to get out and vote for Kamala. I do not want to see that. And honestly, I don't want to see, we need to go out and vote for Donald Trump either. I'm going to vote for him anyway. But yeah, and it's just I don't think it's okay. I think it's pathetic that a lot of these churches are allowing themselves to be pimped out to the world. They're pimping their audience to the world. That's really what it is. These pastors are pimping their audience to the world. Why are y'all okay with that? Be honest. Be honest. This is a matter of division. It's a matter of division because there are people who have standards and have beliefs, and they vote based off of those standards and beliefs. And because what the black church says, or because what black culture says, now all of a sudden, now they have to keep themselves quiet or be ready for the Royal Rumble every time they open their mouth to speak about something. They got to worry about losing friends and getting cut off and being gossiped about and all that kind of stuff just because they support a particular candidate or they don't support particular policies. But that's how black culture is. That's how black culture is. And I don't agree with it. I personally, I'm not going to mince my words. If y'all want to have at it, we can have at it. Sometimes I just choose not to engage. You know what I mean? People, sometimes I'll be tired. You know what I mean? But I'm never gonna mince my words or pretend like I support somebody that I don't. No, I'm not supporting Kamala because she a black woman. I don't even think she a black woman. I don't consider her a black woman. When you have somebody that comes over from Jamaica, right? Do you call them an African American or do you call them a Jamaican American? Right. Okay. So let's just say that her father is Jamaican and not Irish like the reports are saying, right? Let's just say a Jamaican and an Indian woman come together, right? That's an Indian Jamaican. Best case scenario. She's black diaspora. She's not African American. Therefore, she's not the black that black people are referring to when they say black people. Because let's just be honest, man. Enough with the disingenuous arguments. When you say black people, you ain't talking about people in Africa. You're not talking about people in Jamaica. You're not talking about people in Haiti. You're talking about African Americans, aka the quote unquote descendants of slaves and what are they saying now? FBA, Foundation of Black Americans. Yeah, that's who you're talking about. You're talking about the common everyday mixed with slave master, mixed up, like you are talking about the common everyday black person. And guess what? She's not that. So the fact that just like with Obama, y'all are so desperate for somebody that looks like you, that you are willing to claim somebody that isn't even your race. She just got a similar pigmentation. You that desperate for representation just because she looks like you. But that's y'all problem. They use those types of things and they use, perfect segue, identity politics. They use identity politics and they use these different people, tokens, to put in front of you and convince you to vote for people who they want you to vote for. Doesn't matter that Kamala Harris locked up 1,800 black people. Everybody saying 15? No, look it up. 1,800. 1,800 black men locked up for weed. Now she gets on here and says, "Oh, I'll legalize marijuana," and all y'all forgot about that. She locked up parents for truancy, right? Parents sending their kids off to school. But you're locking up parents for their locking up parents for their children is misbehaving. Now, do I believe that there should be some accountability? Do I believe that it's okay for Lil Pookie and Lil Keisha to be running around doing whatever? No, I don't think that. But let's just be real. Is locking up working parents really the solution? That's the problem I got with a lot of these black culture arguments in the first place. Y'all will so much rather defend the problem or justify the problem than work on coming up with a solution. And in this case, maybe it's just not having kids out of wedlock. Maybe it's just, I'm not going to tell you not to have sex. I'm not going to tell you don't engage in quote unquote fornication or anything like that, or anything that falls under. I'm not even just going to tell you that. Maybe you should, but guess what? I'm not going to expect more out of you than you expect for yourself. But what you should do and what you can do is ensure that, like all the other people who decide that that don't want to have kids and don't need to get, you know what I'm saying, that don't have to go through that gruesome, horrible process of getting rid of a kid. Look at, like, it's really a disturbing concept. But you condone all that. You always looking to blame somebody. Always want to run in the victim Olympics. Always want to say, oh, well, this is the reason why we're doing this. This is the reason why everything's so bad. This is the reason why we're not doing good enough. This is the reason why we're not doing that. When in reality, you can make better decisions and vote for people whose policy align with yours. Me, if a candidate doesn't support family structure, guess what? If they don't support families, we don't align. Reproductive rights? What right? What do you mean? Be specific. This is just, honestly, I'm not that person. I made a video a while ago about why divesting from black culture. I made several videos about divesting from black culture. And part of that means I'm divesting from the idea and the concept that I have to support and endorse people just because they look like me. No, you got to earn it. You got to earn it. May the best man win, regardless of what he looks like. Just because somebody looks like you doesn't mean they have your best interests at heart. It doesn't mean that they're going to make the best decisions that will benefit you or provide you the best space in order to be productive. That's not what it means. I'm not supporting somebody just because they look like me. No, I'm supporting somebody because we align. I align and I rock with people that are dope people. If you're a dope person, I rock with you. If you're not a dope person, if you're trash, if you believe in whack, and when I say whack, I mean if you believe in negativity and things that are destructive, then guess what? I don't rock with it. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what you look like. At the end of the day, the fact of the matter is we need to bring back value systems. You need to stop voting based off of a person and what they look like and start voting based off of what they believe in, what they actually believe in, how their policies line up with what you want the world to be. People will spend so much time complaining about how the world is, but then at the same time, then they vote for the people that are upholding the system. Think about it. Donald Trump had 4 years in the White House. Everything else has been Democrats and Bush. The worst things. The things that people claim were the worst. The George Floyds. All these incidents. The Mike Brown. Black Lives Matter. Started under Obama. We have to just really wake up. Wake up. This you put the blame on Trump when he had 4 years. 4 years out of the last 16, 12 of them were Democrats. Identity politics is so it's. I mean, I just don't get it. I don't get it. I genuinely don't, because why in the world is it that you think that just because somebody looks like you that they have your best interest at heart? When she's locked up 1,800 black men for marijuana. That's what I'm saying. It's like, when you think about it, it doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. Keep using the same examples because they're good examples. It's like, goodness gracious. Like, what do you have to do in order to get through to people? I care about policy. And that's really what it all boils down to. Because tomorrow at the election, results, the poll results, are you going to vote for who is aligned with what's going to be the best for you and your family? Are you going to vote for who has your best interests at heart? See, a lot of people think that having your best interests at heart means making policies for you. I don't believe that. If you protect us, give us a fair opportunity, and uphold that opportunity, I'm good with that, because guess what? I don't need government to take care of me. I don't need it. No, just give me the opportunity to be great. Don't get in my way. That's all I need. Don't get in my way. It's too many blacks that are making it. It's too many examples of people that are becoming great for people who want to become great to follow. So at the end of the day, like I said, you do not have to believe the lie that they are telling you that you have to be a victim. That's why I'm always going on. I'm a victim Olympics, these victim Olympians, these people that believe that they are entitled to something. No, you're not. You're entitled to opportunity, not the result. You get the chance to be great. You don't get the guarantee that you'll be great. And I'm okay with that. Let's compete. But then when you look at it, I done had more pro-life versus pro-choice arguments with people in the church. The values and identity politics don't mix. They don't mix, because at the end of the day, you'll sit up here, let's just use an example, right? You're a black Christian, right? You're a black Christian and you vote for Democrats, which means that you support pro-choice policy. Let's just be real. Or you're anti-pro-choice, you're not pro-choice, but you still vote Democrat, and then in turn, you're supporting the pro-choice policy. When as a Christian, You already know that you one, Christians don't really believe in fornication. It's considered a sin. Let's just be honest. It's considered a sin. And on top of that, you know that you're supposed to have babies under marriage. But yet and still, you think it's okay for a woman because let's just look, I hate when people make arguments based off of the extreme minority. In the extreme minority of cases, women are not getting raped and they're not getting they're not incest babies in mass. It's not true. It's not true. So, if we know that that's a minority and we acknowledge that, make room for that. And I believe that we should. I believe that we should make room and acknowledge that they're there. But how could you, as a Christian, as a church member, as a churchgoer, as a follower of Christ, condone or vote for and support a policy that, one, unalives babies when we know that Jesus cares about children? He said, do not play about children. He doesn't play. He said that don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure it was something along the lines of, it'd be better for you to just take a stone and throw yourself into the ocean. Something like that. It was something like that. Don't quote me. But at the end of I'm trying to remember exactly what it is. But basically, at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is that you know that Jesus, God, they don't play about children. They don't play about children, right? What do you think? How do you think Jesus feels about people doing these behaviors, right? Now, you can't control whether people do it or not, but that doesn't mean you have to support it. It doesn't mean you have to be in favor of it. I'm not going to sign off on it. And that's just the thing. When you look at these people and really get down to the nitty-gritty of what policies they support, how many of them, let's just be honest, how many policies of Kamala Harris's can you name that are really going to benefit the Black community? It's just asinine. It's asinine because when you look at it, like I said, it doesn't line up. It doesn't line up. It doesn't. And honestly, it's just I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the idea that you're expected to support someone just because they look like you, and when you choose not to, you're viewed as a sellout. And I'm okay with that. I don't mind being labeled as a sellout. The problem I have with it is when y'all try to bully people. That's when it's not that's when it's not cool. And just want you to know, you're not on the right side of history. You're not the ones that are on the right side of the spectrum. That's the truth. Because when you look at it, out of everybody, at least the other people, they know what they're doing. Black people, you have the most to lose because you're at the bottom. These same immigrants are taking your jobs. It's just insane. It's insane. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think we need to just really just look at it in perspective, because I've come to the conclusion that I'll be glad when this election cycle is over, because let's just break it down. When we really look at the impacts that it has on the black community, it's divisive. You know, it's basically, essentially, for lack of it was storming. But for lack of better terms, it divides people. We every election cycle we end up with we basically with many civil wars within not just the country but the culture. People lose friends, people fall out, and they do that because guess what? They allow themselves to be manipulated by propaganda. Who you vote for should not have that much of an impact. But the truth of the matter is, because of the climate that we're in now, that's the environment that we're in. Because now you may look at me funny because I voted for Donald Trump, or you know what I'm saying? But I got to look at you funny because now you voted for Kamala Harris, and because you condone things that I believe is morally wrong. And guess what? Vice versa. Elections destroy the black community because for some reason black people don't have any solid base. We were doing so much better when we were under the Republicans. So much better. People like Malcolm X warned us about the effects of white liberals. The people that will get down, put on kente cloths and get on a knee and think that that's saying something. It's not. It's not. It's not saying nothing. Anything. But yeah, that's just whew. Yeah, I mean, what more can I say, man? I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I think black culture just we really gotta wake up. And so we really gotta wake up. And I think that this next video that I'm gonna play is really gonna illustrate that. Well, you know what? Maybe I can just come back tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So basically, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. And tomorrow we're gonna try something. we're gonna try this again. I haven't done this since the Hebrew Israelites incident, but yeah, I'm gonna open up the call lines, and I want to hear y'all opinion because the election is tomorrow. So I mean, come hell or high water, we find out. Or by Wednesday we will know. So it'd be dope if we can call in, have a panel, hear what you guys think. But I mean, I'm definitely gonna be live for this tomorrow. And hopefully you guys will tune in because I got some interesting things coming. So yeah, I'm trying to re-strategize and get some things working good, great, so I can give you guys better shows. And because that's what I like, that's what I value. Because I appreciate you guys for watching. You could be doing anything, you could be anywhere, but you here kicking it with me, and I just want to show my appreciation by giving you the best that I can. So with that being said, I just want to say that I everybody, hope everybody has a great rest of the night or morning or whatever, wherever you are. But like I appreciate you for tuning in, and I'll be back tomorrow. So hopefully you guys will be back too. And yeah, on that note, thanks for watching. Be sure to share the live streams and like the videos because it's free. You know what I mean? Just a little support, help a growing channel. I appreciate it. But just want to say I hope you guys are well, and I'm definitely gonna work on being more consistent. So basically, just expect every day around 9 p.m. I'll be posting, or I'll be live. So yeah, let's just try to let's just try to get on the map. But that being said, I ain't gonna hold y'all. So let's, yeah, yeah. Enough of that. Enough waffling. Enough waffling. But yeah. On that note, I'm out.